All right, hey guys. So today we're down in the shop area, down here in the basement. Got some work to do. We're gonna fur out these walls here. They're all just cinder block. So I have some. It's actually started as 5/4 2x6s at 8 foot that I ripped in half, and that we're gonna use as furring strips for that wall. I got some shallow electrical sockets. Or receptacle boxes, I guess, that are going to go next to those. We're going to do some wiring. We have to run a large, it used to be for a range, an old cable. Sorry for the lighting. So this one right here, this one. It's not plugged into anything at the bottom, or even it's not even at the box. So we're going to run this back all the way over to here. It goes over this door and it comes somewhere back in here. So we're gonna run it back and then run it through into the shop area where we're going to bring it across the ceiling, going this way. And we're gonna come down probably right about in here, assuming I have enough, which I think I do. We're gonna drop it and put it right about here. I have a metal box, junction box that I'm gonna put in and put a plate over for the time being until I figure out what kind of receptacle I want to put in that. Because we might later branch that off directly overhead and make it one long thing. But for the time being, we're just gonna move it over there. So I'm starting that now, pulling some old staples that held it in place. And we'll get that moved into this room, probably put that junction box up, and then we'll do some furring strips and some wiring for that. I do need some more stuff, so we're not going to finish it today, but we'll see where we can go. All right, welcome to my mess. We got that wire pulled all the way through. Here, I'll flip you around, sorry. So we have that wire there that's coming out all the way around. I've started to get it fed back through. You can see right this joist here. I fed it through that one. It was back a bay, but now we're feeding over this wall, which the shop is on the other side of. So we're getting there. We pulled it. I think I'm just going to be reusing holes that already have existing electrical to them. I can fit it. We get to a point somewhere probably 5-6 bays down where the holes stop going this way and they run that way and then under the joist. So we'll have to figure out something there, because I don't think I want to run underneath the joist, but let's at least get it into this room and see where it's going to fall and then figure it out from there. All right, so we got it through the wall. As you can see here, sorry, mind the mess. I had a little bit of an incident with some insulation here. I'll throw that back up in the ceiling and wait for that to be replaced. But we got it through. I have a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I was going to have to stop at about half this wall. But as it turns out, I think I'll be able to go all the way to the corner. I don't know if I want to yet. I think what I'm going to do is figure out how much I have. Because I have to run through the ceiling. I have to jog a couple ways, at least to the wall. So that's a good 3-4 feet to the wall there that I can subtract. And I want to be, some distance off the floor, probably 2 feet. So another 5.5 feet off of that. So, 5.5 and 4. So we'll call it 10 feet to be safe off the end of this, to then measure our lateral distance of where our drop would be. And that's probably where we'll go. So let me do some figuring and we'll be back. All right, so what I figured is that I should be about 2'10" to the center, which puts me at the center of one of the cinder blocks off the floor. The distance is about 3 feet from where it comes across laterally to the wall. So that's 5'10". I came a foot off the end of the cable, just for slack. And then I went 5'10" from there, and then I measured my distance, and I'm well over 21 feet. So I have plenty to go as far as I want. And I think I am gonna tuck it over here in this corner. I moved some block. I think I'm gonna put it right over there on that one. Just it puts it at a halfway decent height. I might even put it up this block here instead, just a little bit higher up than that one, just so it's at this height, tool height. So you might do that instead. Yeah, we'll have to figure out how I want to run through the joist, or if I am at all. I'm gonna see if I can get to. Let's see. I think that's a 6th bay over. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, 6. Yeah. So we'll see if we can get right about here where this light is, up in this bay. That's where the wires come through there. You can see, and then they start going that way toward the cinder. So I'll pull it to that point. If these holes are big enough, I think they are. And then we'll run it over and probably start drilling more holes. I also figured I should mention, I am not a licensed electrician. I don't claim to be a licensed electrician. I do have a fairly good idea of what I am doing. I don't recommend that you try this if you are not comfortable doing this. You know, consult your local electrician. High power is dangerous. Don't screw with it. If you hurt yourself, don't blame me. All right, so I got it pulled, not all the way to where I said it was going to, because I had a little bit of an idea. I got it pulled to that one there. I need to be there, only 2 over. But instead of going that way toward the wall, eventually I'm going to have a table saw right about where our good pal Terrence is, somewhere in this area. And the power drop is likely going to be in the ceiling or down this pole anyway. I think I'm going to frame these in and then run the power through them and then mount a box like one of these metal boxes with a thing on the post, on the frame post. But that's future. So I'm trying to logically think, does it make sense to pull it over there and terminate it in the ceiling for the time being until I figure out what the hell I want to do? So then at whatever point I can run an additional one off of that across and down to that block there, which was the original plan. Or does it make sense to bring it over, down, put the box, and then at a later date, put an additional up across over my head, down this beam and down the post for power at the post? The dogs don't know. Iris is skeptical. Terrence is anxious. I don't know either. I have to do some thinking on that. But I think I still got plenty to do either. More to do this one than that one. And I'm leaning toward bringing it over here. It would be fewer joist bays that I have to go through. Have to cut, but I do have bracing right here that I have to feed through, and since insulation's not ideal, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm lost. I gotta think on it. All right, so after doing some pondering, we are gonna go over back to the cinder block like the original plan was, just so I can have that outlet there to use before I get a table saw. If I, want to weld at any point, I'm not gonna be able to reach a plug way up on the ceiling with a welder. So having it there, easy access. And then when we do at the drop for the table saw, we'll just we'll come back up and directly over through a joist bay like there, and then come straight across at the beam and then down the post to a box that's gonna be there. So that's the plan. I'm probably gonna have to drill some holes because, like I said, I don't want to be underneath these joists over here because the ceiling will be finished at some point, sheetrocked. So we'll have to drill some holes. Won't be too big. I'm only going to do this one. Maybe big enough for that and another Romex in case I want to keep going for drops in between. But for now, I'm just going to, I don't know, this is like 1/2 inch. I'll do a 3/4 round, and I'll be, oh, whatever. It's good enough for me at this point. We'll figure it out later on. All right, so we got this up. We plowed it all the way through. We ended up going all the way over there, so I didn't have to go through the joists or underneath them, even though technically it is underneath, because I'm ferging these walls out eventually. And what'll happen is that the ferging strips will come flush to this wall and go straight up, and it's kind of difficult to see, but this is a lip at an angle. See that? So this is all going to be big old gapped cavity up there, even up here too. So I just nailed it to that with those staples there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that straight down. You can see that groove right there. And I'm going to end right in this block here with my box coming through the top there and terminate for the time being. And I am going to have some brackets over here somewhere. Mind the mess, mind the mess. We have these brackets here that I'm just gonna tie into the concrete with some Tapcons and hold it in, so then at the end of the day, when I do end up bringing this wall out and finishing it, the only thing that's gonna show is the box right there. So, yeah, let me drill some holes. I'm only ever gonna do it in there, and there, so I'm not in between the mortar at all. And we'll mount this down, get the box mounted, and off we go. Yeah, thanks for watching me throw together a cable and just some cinder block and run some garbage and hanging out with the dogs. I hope this video is better than the last one. We'll see where this goes, huh? Later.